they're never gonna let you in the club, okay? And you like the movie Django. You are the character of Samuel L. Jackson. I don't know the exact like terminology, but like not Uncle Tom, but like Uncle Tommy, or like you were a complete sellout.
First of all, it sounded like that was a non-black person telling me that. So as a Democrat, that sounds pretty racial and pretty divisive. Next, it's very interesting that I, again, would be called names or be compared to fictional characters because of who I choose to support. Again, these people who are calling and making these derogatory statements about me, who I choose to support, are denying the fact that, again, who are you to tell me that my personal experience is invalid? I think that that's something that a lot of Democrats need to look within, because how have you tried? Kamala Harris is in office right now and has not tried to do anything about the border, has not tried to not tax people on tips, and has not tried to do anything about our failing education system. So everything that she's promising she can do for you on day one, she could do right now, but she's not trying to. So that's something to, for some Dems to take home.
People act like we had Trump for the past 4 years and Kamala is coming to save us. We literally had Biden and Kamala for the past 4 years. So is she coming to save us from herself?
Two things I am not going to be, and that's broke and dumb. These past 4 years, I've been one of those things, steady, and it ain't the latter. Now in 2020, I was both of those things. I was a twofer. But this time, you don't have to worry about me being no twofer. You ain't got to worry about it, because I need my problem solved. I'm not focused on making no history. And if that's all you voting for is history, hang it up. The way we trending, we finna be history. The most population to file bankruptcy. I don't care nothing about how you say stuff. I need my problem solved. And if you gonna solve my problem, I'm with you.
Hey, Democrats, y'all strategy ain't working, bro. I don't understand why they keep trying to gaslight blacks into supporting Kamala Harris. I don't know why they're trying to gaslight anybody to support Kamala Harris, right? Her economic policies, she's putting out gimmicks, right? Policies that have no probability of actually doing the things that it intends to do, right? But like I said, people who vote for Kamala Harris, they just want symbolism, right? This is all emotional, no practicality to it whatsoever. The usual tactics of people, trying to shame you for thinking a certain way, for calling out the Democratic Party, to, oh my God, the Democratic Party is trying what? Trying where? 3 years have been in office, right? And it goes back to the sentiment too, is that Democrats are acting like Donald Trump's the one running the country right now. Like Trump won 2020. No, Harris won 2020. And black people are starting to realize, I think not just black people. I think many people who are just been diehard Democrats are realizing, these people, they just say stuff. They say whatever gets them in office, and once they get in office, they do things that go contrary to what is in the best interest of America. As I noted before, I had a live stream where I was talking about whose fault it is for the state of politics today. And at first I thought, it's the education system. Education system don't properly arm the youth with information. The education system does not teach kids the ability to critically think about issues and topics and concepts, that they don't get in the mode of challenging stuff, right? But slowly, as I go through that live stream, you'll see I slowly start changing my mind and said, no. The one who's responsible for the fault of the current state of politics today is the media. Because how ignorant someone has to be to elude black people who think differently from the majority of the people in their group as sellouts, coons, and all this other stuff. And this is the funny part I like to joke with about black Democrats, is that they're everything they project conservatives to be. They complain, conservatives are sellouts. Conservatives tolerate racism to fall in line and to try to be part of the club. But it looks like black Democrats are actually doing that, right? You supporting a party that doesn't represent you culturally. Like culturally, black people are pretty conservative, right? They grew up in church. They're around churches a lot, right? God and religion is always following the black community. But you're voting for a party that thinks men can be women. All this degeneracy that the Democratic Party promotes, right? If you're pro-black, you will say, white culture is so perverted. Y'all do swinger parties and all this stuff. The black culture look at that stuff as weird. Yet y'all voting for that party, 88%. But you got a white liberal with the audacity to call a black person or allude to a black person being a sellout. Oh, they'll never let you part of the club. How long has Roland Martin been complaining about the fact that Democratic Party doesn't listen to black people, right? No tangibles, as you saw from the intro. No tangibles, just symbolism. Look, Harris used to worry about laughing. Now Joy is fueling her campaign. This is propaganda. And then they have the goal. These Democrats have the goal to tell you you're not educated. When this is the kind of news they get. You ask them, hey, what policies is Kamala running? They can't give you an answer. Yet when black conservatives, when black independents point out, hey, there's a lack of solutions on the Democratic Party side, and this is why I'm leaning towards Trump, y'all gonna go, oh no, it's fake news. Oh yeah, how about the migration crisis that's going on in Chicago, where the DNC is being held right now? Actually, let's look at the clip real quick.
How does Trump win on the border?
Listen, Kamala has lost on the border, and so has the entire administration. The truth is that she was tasked to help the border, to close the border, and to make sure that America remains sovereign, and that's not what she did. They busted the borders wide open like a bag of potato chips. They allowed illegal immigrants to come into this country, and then they provided sanctuary cities and got their Democratic mayors to provide sanctuary cities. So the truth is, when it comes to the border, they have been weak, so weak that they waited until an election year to produce a piece of legislation in order to play election year politics. But for 4 years prior, there was absolutely no legislation on the border. For 4 years prior, we had fentanyl pouring in across our borders. For 4 years prior to them wanting to do something in an election year, when they saw that immigration was at an all-time high and people, specifically underrepresented minorities, were attacking their own party about their policies, did they want to do something? And the truth is, we all know that border crossings were down under Trump and up under Biden. And so what's going to happen with Kamala Harris is the exact same thing that we've seen time and time again. She will say one thing, flip-flop, and pivot into something else just to get in a position of power in politics and then go back to producing policies that don't work for the American people.
Now you want to overly compensate for people who never lived here before, and we need to be taken care of first and foremost before anything else happens here. Yes.
Why would any leader put our black communities already riddled with crime at further risk by placing unvetted non-taxpayers steps away from our seniors, our children, and our homes we've worked so hard on our own to secure?
We are at war, people. Our communities are at war. They are violating our communities. And we asking that we across the country, and we asking and we're demanding for office of Black America, or whatever you want to call it, to deal with issues like this.
But Democrats are trying, says the white liberals, says liberals, black and white, trying to gaslight you into voting for them. Right? I'm not using color anymore. But like, imagine you're an American and you seeing all the results of their policy. The American Rescue Plan, inflation. Oh, we're going to forgive student loans. Contributed 27% towards the inflation rate, and she wants to forgive more debt. She wants to forgive millions of people's debt. The cost of government benefits is inflation, America. Right? No individual, no generation has enough personal experience to ignore the vast experience of the human race that is called history. Yet most of our schools and colleges today pay little attention to history, and many of our current policies repeat mistakes that were made time and again in the past with disastrous results. This is what the Democratic Party wants you to do, Black America. I'm focusing on Black America because they're the most loyal constituency of the Democratic Party. You vote for the same party for the 60 plus years at 80% clip, more than any other group of people in America. And the minute you step out of line, they try to gaslight you to fall back in line. And they wonder why black conservatives love to call the Democratic this concept the Democratic plantation. Because me as an individual, if I say, yo, this party's not working for me, I ain't going to vote for this party. Here is why. I'm going to put videos out. I'm going to advocate for why I don't want to support the Democratic Party. And these same people come out here trying to gaslight you, call you names like that's going to work on a grown man. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. It might work on Roland Martin. It ain't going to work on me. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, I say the black community is in this current position because of a lack of leadership, because of weak leadership from the generation prior. That is my argument. That's always been my argument. It ain't systematic racism that's holding us back. It ain't white supremacy that's holding us back. It's the personal decision makings of the people in the community. It's what's causing the current results that we're getting right now. The same way that Democratic Party is putting out bad policies that are giving us bad outcomes for all Americans, I'm saying the same thing about black leadership. These baby boomer blacks that's sitting here still wanting us to vote Democrat. You youngins need to fall in line. Hell no. I'm 28 years old. I'm young, bro. Millennials, Gen Z, blacks, we ain't falling for this ish no more. Yo, y'all been doing the same ish for 60 years and you think we're going to get something different? Make it make sense. But you got a white liberal who has the gall to try to tell a black person how they should vote. That's how entitled the Democratic Party feels to the black vote. That's how entitled that the Democrats have towards the vote of many people in America. To the point where they're getting congressional Democrats telling their leading candidate, Kamala Harris, do not put out a policy agenda until after the election. Make it make sense, people. Make it make sense. Does that sound like a party that's trying to earn your vote? Or that's a party that feels entitled to your vote? You let me know in the comment section.
To tell me that my personal experience is invalid. I think that that's something that a lot of Democrats need to look within, because how have you tried? Kamala Harris is in office right now and has not tried to do anything about the border, has not tried to not tax people on tips, and has not tried to do anything about our failing education system. So everything that she's promising she can do for you on day one, she could do right now, but she's not trying to. So that's something to, for some Dems to take home. This
is the funny part, right? Like, the one policy that made sense is she stole it from Trump. But Trump's going to bring in fascism. Oh, Project 2025, which is not Trump's platform, right? And there's clips out there. I think there's a clip where on Trump Tower, they projected Project 2025 on one of his properties in Chicago. And I'm looking at them like, yo, how is that not disinformation? How is that not defamation? Trump did not endorse Project 2025, so why you guys keep running with this narrative? Because Democrats don't got nothing of substance to debate about. They got no vision. They don't got no plan that will actually bring America towards closer to prosperity. They got policies that bring America closer to chaos, like their convention. And this is why I'm tired of y'all little black Democrats, bro. I'm tired of y'all. I'm starting to get tired of you guys. Because y'all got nothing of substance to bring about nothing. Y'all always making it about the other guy. I don't care about the other guy. I care about his policies. 47. Agenda 47. That's what I care about. But y'all keep talking about Project 2025 that has nothing to do with the conversation between what Trump is running on. Or your candidate, for that matter. But you have the goal to try to insinuate that a black conservative is somehow not voting in his interest, that he's misunderstood about something, that they're not educated. That's the funny part about it. Ignorance trying to silence knowledge. A black conservative, in my calculus, is more knowledgeable about politics than a black Democrat, because a black Democrat is just doing what they were told to do from the previous generation. A black conservative is going against the grain. And usually when you go against the grain, there's a reason for that. But these people, they don't think properly. 95% of black women vote for the Democratic Party. 77% of black men vote for the Democratic Party. So you just go along to get along. And when someone goes against the grain, y'all want to call them out, call them an other. You're trying to other him, try to exclude them. Say, oh, they're not black. They're not really black. As if voting for Democrat is synonymous with blackness. When did that become the case? Like, this is the type of issue you deal with as a black person in America. But they want to talk about systematic racism? How is that not racism, Democrats? How are you not portraying racism, Democrats? Black people is not a monolith. Okay, you finally meet a person that's not a black person that's not a monolith. You want to call them first thing that come out of your mouth, coon, raccoon. Oh, you ain't doing enough research. It's obvious you're not educated based on the way you talk on online, Kenny. Nah, I think that's projecting on your part. But I digress. Enough ranting from me.
Are you telling me that with all the black wealth that exists here in Atlanta, with all the black millionaires that live here in Atlanta, why in the world do 92% of APS students are illiterate? Make it make sense. And we have Democratic mayors, we have Democratic city council members, we have Democratic commissioners, and for whatever reason, 92% of the kids here cannot read.
And then these same Democrats will get mad when conservatives say, hey, we want to remove the Department of Education because the Department of Education is not actually doing its job. How you oversee the worst education system in I don't know how long, in 30 years, maybe 40 years. And when we want to reform it or remove it completely because we feel like it's a waste of money, y'all come like, oh my God, Republicans don't want kids to read. They ain't reading right now. 92% in the county can't read. What? Chicago is the best example of this. Worst example of how the education system is being managed and run. Oh, kids can't read. They can't read right now. What you talking about? So why are we wasting money just so kids can't read? Make it make sense, Democrat. This is what I'm talking about. No facts, no logic at all. Before the Department of Education was created, we were number 1 in education in the 70s. After the Department of Education was created, we're number 24th. That's 2008. We might be a lot worse now. But it was the Democrat policies. Good intentions, but look at the results. Bad. Objectively bad. But you can keep pretending that the Democrats are trying to do something.
That statistic did not exist in Nevada. So again, I don't know if it was the fact that I got lucky. I can't say that, oh my God, it's the teachers that suck out here. I would never demean our educators here in Atlanta. But what we can acknowledge is the numbers, sir. And so while you want to call me not smart, please tell me what your side has done to fix the illiteracy rate that we see in our black children. Absolutely nothing. And in fact, not only have they not done anything to address the illiteracy issue, but then they're further confusing their kids by confusing your kids by telling them that men can give birth, by telling them that there's 53 genders, and that by telling them that your love for your best friend must mean that you are gay, you are a pansexual, asexual. Kids under the age of anything high school should not be thinking anything sexual, period. Sexual should not even be in their vocabulary. So for you to say that I'm not smart because I'm willing to call out all of the degeneracy that exists within our current education system only points to your lack of intelligence and your lack of initiative to actually do something in regards to saving our children and saving our schools.
They're never going to let you.
All they got is name calling. Oh, they're never gonna let you part of the club. We don't care about no damn club. We care about a solution. Like this is look at the idiocy that they focus on. Black Democrats, y'all some of the biggest coons in politics. Y'all want to talk about black conservatives. Black conservatives don't care about being liked. We care about stuff getting fixed. And we think a candidate is going to fix the issues that we worried about. We voting for them. We don't care if they're a felon. We don't care if you think whatever you think. Because at the end of the day, it seems like Democrats want you to vote based on their imagination of a candidate. Oh, Kamala doesn't need a debate? What? Does that sound like someone who worry about policy? No. Right? Here's another example of Democrats trying. The U.S. is third in murder throughout the world. If you remove Chicago, Detroit, Washington, D.C., St. Louis, and New Orleans, the U.S. is the 189th out of 193 countries in the world. By the way, all 5 have strict gun control. By the way, all 5 happens to be Democrat. Democratic-run states, counties, cities. Black on black crime is the biggest impact on black lives. Black people are disproportionately represented as victims of violent crime. Who's responsible for victimizing black people, Kenny? 76% of those by another black person. But what the media got you focused on? What Democrats got you focused on? Police brutality, white supremacy. How many unarmed black men died at the hands of cops per year? 12 on average, 12. And most of the time it's because they resisted arrest. But they got you rioting on the streets for that, based on some emotional BS. And that's why I said, like, y'all, the black Democrats are some of the most emotional voters I've ever met in my life. Here's a clip that I was talking about. Like, this is disinformation, right? This is like Project 2025 HQ. Like, imagine if Donald Trump was projecting onto Kamala Harris' house a policy platform that she didn't have, because she has none, by the way. But if she did have one, now she has one apparently. Wouldn't that be called disinformation, misinformation from you so-called black Democrats? This is why I said black Democrats are not pro-black. They're just pro-Democrat. Here's Roland Martin getting confronted by a black man that he called stupid online, and he pulled up on him in some party. I don't know, but this was hilarious.
Yesterday, you tweeted about you tweeted and called me dumb yesterday, right? First of all, you called me dumb. Say what you got to say right now. Say what you got to say.
Look at this dude. Wait till you see the. No.
So yeah, Roland Martin got confronted, right? And this is the funny part. Like, the DNC is chaotic as hell, bro. Like, Look at the chaos that they have to deal with, and you want to run the country?
Y'all can do better than that. Mike Damani. 150,000 people are dead. You are funding a genocide. The Harris-Biden administration keeps funding money to Israel.
Yeah. This is the party you want me to support. Okay. This is the party you're trying to gaslight me into supporting. This is the party that baby boomer blacks are trying to pressure me to continue to support. Like the times were 1960s again. This is 2024, bro. I told white supremacy ain't the biggest problem in black people's lives. Systematic racism isn't the biggest problem in black people's lives. The biggest problem in black people's lives is their own decision making as a community. The decision making of voting for the same party for 60 plus years and expecting something different from them. When throughout history, right? Like you look through history, every bad negative outcome that has happened to the black community, you can attribute to an incentive structure created by democratic policies. But you want me to continue voting for the Democratic Party on behalf of what? Like, make it make sense. Like, what I'm getting back on it? More inflation, job shortages, like the recession. Like, what we're close to a recession right now, and you can't blame Trump. It seemed like they want to blame Trump for all the negative outcomes of their policies. On Wednesday, the Bureau of Labor Statistics will downward revise jobs for the April 2023 through March 2024 period by up to 1 million. This means that all beat records in the past year will have been missed, and the U.S. job market is in a worse shape than the administration want to admit. How are you going to blame Trump for that one? Inflation started in 2021 when Joe Biden assumed office. Yet somehow it's Donald Trump's fault. Oh no, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, they inherited a bad economy from Donald Trump. Trump had COVID 2020. That's the context that they like to leave out many of the time when they want to talk about Trump's economy. But they don't want to talk about Trump's economy at its best in 2019. And when was Joe Biden's economy at its best? 2022 maybe? But that was just fluff as based on what they're trying to do here. They're trying to revise the numbers. That means it was a lot of fluff. But this is the party you don't want me to continue. This is the party you want me to support. Granted, I know I never voted Democrat. I never voted Democrat in my whole life. But I'm a young voter. I can obviously say that. I didn't vote 2016. 2018, I voted for Ron DeSantis. That was the first time I ever voted in politics. Right? When Ricky Smiley was out here trying to gaslight Floridians to support Andrew Gillum. Oh, Ron DeSantis called him a monkey. Then I did my own research and I saw that he was lying about it. I was like, yo, what are you talking about? He said, don't mess around with this stuff. AKA, don't monkey around. Like he wasn't calling him a monkey. He said, yo, don't like mess this up. He wasn't trying to curse. But Ricky Smiley took it as, oh, he's trying to insult black people. Oh, it was racial. Oh, he was being racist. I'm like, yo, you reaching, bro. In Florida, thank God we didn't vote in Andrew Gillum with the stuff that came out about him. And now Ricky Smiley's doing the same thing with Kamala Harris. Oh, hell no. Nah. Not me, Chief. Not me. But this is the buffoonery I have to deal with. Dudes don't know nothing trying to tell you how to vote. And then when you do the same thing they're doing, hey, I'm going to advocate for my candidate the same way Ricky Smiley's advocating for his. He's going to shame you. Oh, you can vote how you want, but don't advocate for this guy. Y'all guys don't do any kind of research. Any kind of research that what research that people ain't doing. People doing research based on their pocketbook. And everyone knows this economy is bad. People are doing research based on the fact that it's hard for them to find a job. Hard for them to make ends meet. That's the kind of research people are doing. And you want to deny all that for what? To continue voting Democrat. Black people who are pro-Democrat are not pro-black. I'm going to stand on that. And I don't claim to be pro-black either, but I'm just saying, hey, look, the agenda that Donald Trump is pushing, it's more favorable to Black America, is more favorable to Americans, period, than what the Democrats are pushing. And I'll stand on that. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate you guys watching to the end of the video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.